That's Dawn and the Divorcees. The trio have just released their debut album, Bit Players. We found the three spiritual folkies in Wellington and the UK. So here they are.
I'm Beans. I come originally from the UK and I like writing songs and I hate organizing things. And so this is the band that I'm in. So that they're
Okay.
just great at organizing things. And so, no, I met Don 9 days into my time in Aotearoa and yeah, it's just liked the music we each produce. And so yeah, formed a friendship there, and Holly was already kind of involved in that scene as well. So, but yeah, I originally learnt classical violin and then transitioned into folk music, and then yeah, I guess there was also songwriting happening
Yeah.
in the background, and it's only kind of now that those two skills have sort of coincided
Right.
in a coherent way.
So you evolved from a violin player to a fiddle player, is that right?
Yeah, yeah. It was more of a sort of slide, I guess,
Okay.
like a gradual decline
Got oh
into.
no, it's all right. And Don, what can you tell us about yourself?
I originally an Aucklander, but moved to Wellington a long, long time ago. Um, I threshed around a lot back through sort of later 70s to late 80s in sort of student bands around Auckland and then in mainly covery bands type in Wellington. And then, mortgage and family and day job took over. But then going back, I guess, 7 or 8 years as I contemplated retirement and thought, what the hell am I going to do? Um, I decided I'd go back and give the whole music thing another dash. And to my surprise, found that simply by being older and more beaten up by the world, I could write songs far
Yeah.
more readily than I'd been able to as a youngster, where everything I tried to write just sounded like whoever I was listening to at the time.
Yep.
Um,
Very good. All righty. And Holly, you're in the UK.
Yeah, and it's early and I've got a croaky throat. Um, yeah, so I'm originally from the UK as well, like Beans, but from the south instead of the north. And I came to New Zealand in 2017, I think. So I was there for 8 years. I've just come back to the UK briefly just to look after family, but the plan is to come back to New Zealand again. So the band is having a little hiatus.
Okay.
Um, and oh, what else to know? I've been playing music all my life, really. I've got a fairly musical family, so me and my brother used to play a lot of things together. And started learning. I sort of stole his guitar and started learning how to play it when I was a teenager and writing like folky songs. Um, and then yeah, we. Oh, I don't know if you want to talk about how the band got together
That was my next
later on.
question, so let's go right into it.
All right. So
I'm assuming
uh,
that you all have to be divorced to be in the band. Is that?
yeah. Well, yeah, no, it's a bit of a story. So um oh sorry, the cat's just got on me. I'm just house sitting with a cat. Um the so I met Don through a mutual friend. We were doing this like weekly quiz, and I was really into wanting to get into music again, and I kept on sort of dropping hints that I was keen to play with him, and he was like, and then eventually managed to get into an open mic, and he saw that I could actually do stuff, and he I joined a band with him. No, sorry, cat, you have to go. Joined a band with him doing some backing vocals, and then Beans arrived on the scene, and we were all like, "Whoa, we need to get involved with Beans because they're so good." And and then I found out that Beans was also divorced. So yeah, I'm divorced. And we're like, "Oh, we should have a band called the Divorcees." And oh, we really like alliteration. It could be Don and the Divorcees. And they're like, "Oh, Don's got to be in the band then." So then we
Yep.
It just sort of
It just had
had
to
this
happen
little,
from that point.
it just basically came from our love of alliteration,
Love it. Yep.
being friends. So yeah, and
All
then
right.
we just had a bit of fun, got together, and then it sort of became quite popular. And
Right. And
we got,
so you obviously have a common love of folk music. I think it's been called spiritual folkies. You talk about yourself. So I'm hearing, like Fairport Convention, that kind of stuff. Is that kind of the thing that draws you together?
someone else can answer that.
This is the problem when you have three people on.
Yeah. It's a bit hard to define our genre, because it's um because we've each written our own original music, and it's all taking influences from the kinds of things we like, and we're all playing acoustic instruments for the most part.
Right.
That kind of informs the style. But in terms of having an intention for a particular sound, it's sort of it's never felt like it comfortably fit into either the folk box or the country box or the indie box. It's kind of more of a Venn diagram with lots of interconnecting kind of, sometimes it sounds a bit like this, and
Right.
it kind of depends on whose song it is and the spread of instruments, because we all play a couple of different things.
Right.
So depending on who's the singing with the guitar one, we have a different constellation of instruments involved in each different song. So, yeah, I would say that we've each got our own separate influences that inform our songwriting. So, um, my songs tend to be a bit more wordy and a bit more story
Uh-huh.
songs. I really love comedy songs, and that's kind of my background. Whereas, I mean, you guys can speak to your influences, I guess.
Don.
Get it, Don?
Well, um, I'm old enough to have listened to and been influenced by all sorts of things, but I guess um, where my songs live is probably that sort of late 60s, early 70s acoustic sort of folk rock,
Right.
that sort of thing that sort of starts with um, the early Dylan Electric albums and embraces the sort of Graham Parsons and
Right.
the outlaw country thing. And I think um, it's not because that's the only music I like or even that I listen to a lot of it. It's just that that's where my voice as a songwriter seems to have grown from,
Gotcha.
really.
Okay. Very good. And Holly?
I've forgotten what the original question was, but
So have
everyone's
I,
asking
but that's all right.
like what their influences were, I think.
Something
So
like
that's
that.
what I'll answer.
Or how did it come together or whatever? I don't know.
So yeah, I started off like very folky when I was first writing,
Right.
like grad kind of style. And then as I sort of my musical influences widened, I got more into like Portishead and Radiohead and
Uh,
the Heads.
all the heads. Talking heads?
Head-themed band.
A bit too weird. And then later on, Daughter, and sort of realised that there's other things that female singers can do that's not just like folky.
Yep.
So I try and bring that more sort of atmospheric, modern thing into my songs, and I don't
Okay.
know if I succeed, but that's what
All right.
I'm going for.
All right. So the album is called Bit Players, and there's 7 tracks on the record. When did it start to become a thing? How did it come together?
Ah, I guess we recorded it with a guy called Warwick Donald, who's done a whole lot of live mixing for us. And
Okay.
there had been this, I must get around to recording some songs conversation going on with Warwick for probably a couple of years. And when it felt to me that the divorcees thing was kind of the best thing I'd been part of,
Right.
that it probably made sense to do it. And then we got some dates and just ran off and did it really at quite short notice. And
I think it was mainly because Warwick's partner was going on holiday. I think
Ah.
that was the catalyst for this album, really.
Yeah. We just took over his house.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. It was
so
sorry.
the
Oh.
album is sort of very much kind of close to straight live takes, really. So
Right.
we didn't go for high tech or producer sound of the week type
Gotcha.
Warwick's a
approach,
big
because that's not really us.
You gotcha.
Or
Yep.
Warwick.
Yep.
Warwick's a big fan of that kind of organic sound, I guess, and he was really keen for us to do live takes and then just add in odd bits afterwards.
All right.
So it was quite long days, lots of
So,
live
so do
takes.
all of you write and all of you sing lead on some of these tracks?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. So let's hit on a few of them. And it opens with a song called Bubble, I believe. So whose is that? And who wants to tell me about it?
Everyone's statues, blood and bone. Shift to the next level. Voiceless and faceless, empty soul.
That's me. So Bubble I wrote when I was at my corporate job, going through a bit of emotional turmoil as artists do,
As you do,
and
yeah.
and felt like nobody really got me there. And I was just on my break, just looking around and just imagining if I could just like press pause and everyone would just like freeze and I could just go about my business and they wouldn't know. And yeah, just sort of being in that bubble of I don't know, it had a few meanings, but that's the main thing. Just not really like resonating with the people around you and just wanting to sort of separate yourself.
Right. All righty. And then it's followed by Summer, which I believe that's Dawn singing. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, afraid so.
I'm gonna get myself some summer. I'm heading out there on the road. I'm gonna go to where the sun shines. I'm going anywhere but home. To a blind man every road looks just the same. Gonna toss a coin and let it show me which way to go.
Started out just with a conversation with a mate outside the pub, and it was coming up to Christmas and talking about Christmas plans, and she dropped the line that well, she was going up to spend summer in the Hawke's Bay. She said, yeah, I'm getting out of Wellington, I'm going to get myself some summer. Then I sort of grabbed the line.
Uh-huh.
So it started off as intending to be this sort of bouncy summer road trippy thing, but as soon as I started, I got possessed by this thought that summer road trips in reality are less to do with going somewhere than running away with something. So the song just sort of dangles all manner of dark hints about what it is this guy might be running away from, which might actually be nothing at all. I never actually decided.
There's still time. All right. And then Beans, what's your first one that we should talk about?
Sorry, what's my...
What song of yours shall we talk about? Because I didn't have
Well,
credits or
there's
anything, so I
only
don't...
one of mine on
Okay.
the album
That makes it
because
easy to decide.
Yeah, well, I have my music elsewhere, so I
Okay.
wanted to choose a song to, to do with the divorcees that I don't usually do on my own. And Afterglow is one that
Oh, good.
I always felt needed more people because it's long.
This will only take a minute. The day will soon be finished, and you've given me a lot of your attention. But with you, I'm never sure of your intentions. Oh, wow.
A lot of my songwriting, my early songwriting, was coming from a place of kind of trying to communicate things that I was not really able to in my actual sort of social life. So it's just me being in a horrible crush with somebody and trying to communicate it. So I, just wrote somebody a song, and yeah, it worked. But the song has kind of lasted longer than that relationship, as is so often the case. But it's I kind of write songs for reasons, and that was the reason for that one. Often it's cheap presents for people,
Gotcha.
Write
All
a song
righty.
for somebody. It comes from a place of being, from Yorkshire.
Oh, I see.
Don't have a lot of cash to splash, but can write songs.
There you go. We'll write songs for food.
Yeah, something like that.
Excellent. Well, I've noticed in some of the stuff that you sent me that you guys, rather than describing yourself as a band, it's more of a collaboration. Is there a significant difference in how you look at how you guys work as opposed to your average band that we might be talking about and with?
I've got no idea what other bands are like.
Okay, that's a good question.
But I think because we had our own like solo projects before, and we kind of came together. That's where it's gone here. But if if I manage to come back and this becomes more of a long-term thing, then we might. The plan was to eventually start writing together, and I think maybe writing together is what would make it less of a collaboration and more of a band.
By collaborating more.
Yeah.
What do you think the sound? How do you think it would be different if you wrote together as opposed to separately like you are now?
I think structurally the songs might change,
right?
Because for the moment, we're writing them generally with a guitar, and one person with a guitar is going to write one type of song, and if other instruments are involved in the actual construction of the song, I imagine that would make things a bit more flexible in terms of, being more adventurous, and deciding where things are going to be, as opposed to kind of, maybe between that verse and that verse there should be a solo. It's like we can do it, kind of as the thing comes together.
Really good point, because it's not a conversation we've had in depth, so it's good that you're asking this question.
I do what I can.
Yeah.
So what is the status of the band? Because you're kind of all over the place. Hollie, you're over there, and you're kind of mentioning, well, if I come back. So is that something that is up in the air at the moment?
Yeah, the plan is to come back to New Zealand. Like that's my home. But I've just come back here because my mum's not well, so I'm just looking for family.
Right.
As long as that takes.
Yep.
How long?
And when you perform live, what are your shows like? Have you done much performing, the three of you together?
Yeah, we've done, I don't know, what, a dozen plus shows, some of which there's some reasonably decent and representative clips on their YouTube.
Okay.
But where was I going? Yeah, I mean,
there's talking about
that writing together thing, going back to that, it's sort of, we'd sort of been doing stuff together for long enough that at the beginning of this year, before Hollie had to leave, we were starting to process and develop the new songs at kind of lightning speed compared to earlier. So it sort of felt like we were on the brink of growing into something a bit bigger than we had been. So hopefully we'll get to pick that up. In the meantime, I'm doing some Don stuff, and Beans is doing some Beans stuff, and Beans and Don do some Beans and Don stuff, and
we're sort of keeping the space warm.
If you enjoyed this episode of the 13th Floor's Music Talk series, please be sure to subscribe to the website or to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram, and wherever you find your podcasts.
there's a whole lot more to discover.